Professor Ashwini Parekh, all the other distinguished professors and seniors of the two institutions to which this campus belongs or which belong to this campus, and other dear students and friends from the media. It's a very, very privileged moment for me to be in this very beautiful campus, having Nabi and Siab both. And if I can recall, it is probably my third visit to this campus, and I have seen this campus grow from the foundation stone of the new buildings being laid to the development of the whole state-of-the-art buildings. And now today one of the buildings has been successfully given a very important, prominent green status, which is, I think, a very, very big feather in the cap of this campus. I must congratulate you for this achievement, and this is probably one of the few scientific institutions where in fact I see number one state-of-the-art things and an atmosphere which anybody else will feel jealous of in other institutions. So you are all very privileged to be working in these institutions, and the subject on which these institutions work, as a health minister and as a doctor also, and also as a minister of science and technology and earth sciences, I feel that this is probably one of the most important issues in which you are helping the society through science and your knowledge of biotechnology, through your knowledge of genes, through your knowledge of bioprocessing, through your knowledge of gene editing, and so many things. As a health minister and as a doctor, I know that two very important things which are important for the health of the nation is, of course, you have to have good health for everyone, and for having good health, I think two things are of utmost importance. One is fitness, for which you participate in physical activity in different forms. You perform yoga, you perform meditation, you perform exercises, you go to gym, you do cycling, you do so many things like that. And there we know that WHO says that 40-45% of the disease burden of this whole world is only because of physical inactivity. So that's one important thing that you do, and which is very essential to actually contribute to a healthy body. But another very important thing is nutrition. And there, in fact, it's not only about eating food which will give you calories or energy, but there also to have good quality health, or something which is like disease-free body, a sense of physical, mental, social and spiritual well-being, which is the definition of health, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. You require good quality nutrition in adequate amounts. There also, of course, people say that if you eat less, you live longer. That is what our Rishi Munis used to say, Alpa Bhuktam Bahu Bhuktam. And the research has also proved this now. And then for providing us food, we know that the country always remains, and the whole of humanity, society, globe, everybody feels indebted to the farming community, to the agriculture sector, because it is because of their hard work and because of their contribution and their commitment and sincerity and the amount of sweat that they produce to give us that food. But science is such a weapon which with when you use your knowledge and when you use the tools of science and when you use you see, today I had the privilege to give you a state of the art most latest electron microscope, and in every laboratory all over the country I find that so many most I would say latest equipments are available to the scientists of today. Yesterday evening I was in PGI Chandigarh, and I dedicated a third PET scan machine of the you can say most latest variety in the whole world to PGI Chandigarh. So you can imagine that not only one PET scan but a third machine. And this is similar thing I have seen is happening in the scientific laboratories also. Machines or equipments worth crores of rupees, most modern, most latest things, they are available to our scientists. And when I compare all this with the facilities that were available to the greats like say Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose or say Dr. Birbal Sahani or say Dr. Bhatnagar, who was the man really behind the development of CSIR, and of course so many other scientists like P.C. Ray, S.N. Bose, C.V. Raman. I have been to many of these places and have seen from close quarters what was that place, what was that room, or what was that laboratory where these people worked, and what were those equipments which were available to all of them. And then only I am able to appreciate that the scientists of today, they are 1,000 times more blessed and privileged and fortunate, because they enjoy all the fruits of the development of state-of-the-art technologies in science field, which contribute to the development of research and its outcomes. As compared to them, they had very primitive, instruments, and on that they work. But they work with zeal, they work with enthusiasm, they put their heart and soul into whatever they. So that way, the point that I was trying to make was that amongst the science and the various subjects on which science works and the scientists work, the subject on which you work in this campus is very, very important, because one, small intervention made by you, or one small change that you produce under your microscope with that gene editing, or for so many other movements that are already happening, Biotech Kisan and other things in biotechnology. I know there's so many things happening in these animal biotechnology laboratories also contributing to all these causes, basically brucellosis-free villages, so many vaccines developing. And then here in this particular lab, your small inputs for the farming community, they help them in improving their income, and they also help through them the society in fact taking care of many of these issues, where with fortification we are able to get rid of many of these deficiencies. We are able to treat many of these diseases like diabetes, hypertension, or whatever in a better way, because if we have good quality nutrition, and now the quality of nutrition that we supply or provide to the society, that also you can change its quality through application of science basically. And that is where you see all these issues, we all have to appreciate that even after 73-4 years of independence, we are still struggling in this country with basic issues like anemia. More than 50-60% of the women in this country, the adolescent young girls or boys, or maybe the pregnant women, they still have anemia. And majority of them, a significant number of them will become, for them even the pregnancy becomes like you see, it becomes a risk for their life also because of that anemia. We know how many of these children in the country still suffer because of malnutrition. And it's not about malnutrition, it is about the type of food that they actually are able to get. But you can yourself appreciate that all these changes, like I saw that banana where you can, with a scientific intervention, you can ensure that you can take care of the vitamin A deficiencies and all. With some inputs in the varieties of wheat, you can take care of diabetes in a better way. So this institution or this campus, I don't see it as an isolated one, small or small laboratory amongst many laboratories in the country, but this campus assumes a very huge importance because it deals with nutrition. And for me as a health minister, nutrition and physical activity, they are the most important two components. And if with the involvement of science that you have the knowledge about, you have the potential, and with what you have experienced by now and some of the things you have already produced, you can change the course of history. We for the country, the health sector and education sector under Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the nutrition sector, these are very, very important sectors on which the Prime Minister likes to work very passionately. He is very fond of the professional potential and the ability of the scientists and also the medical community. And he often talks about scientific social responsibility, corporate, this professional social responsibility, like the corporate social responsibility. So I strongly feel that your laboratory, I think what is more important is that this research should not remain confined to the laboratory. As fast as possible, it should get translated into action. It should get translated into delivery to the masses of this country, like a revolution, like a movement. But what I personally feel that there is something that needs to be done on this particular front, because I've been visiting this laboratory, so many things every time I see. But when I look at that, what I see here, I don't see that to that extent or to any significant extent in the society. I don't see that colored rice there, I don't see that banana there, I don't see that bioprocessing processes in the society, I don't see that changes happening in the society. Like just now when we saw that product in the products which were displayed. So there was a product which was showed some wheat, this colored wheat and the colored flour. And through Amazon we are getting it at 200 or 300 rupees. And when I asked the scientist, what do you think is the actual price of it? So it's just, she said it's just about 30 rupees. So You see, these are very critical and very important questions, because ultimately the impact of our research should be able to change the course of our lives. So, as scientists, our duty doesn't stop here. That we have discovered something, we are happy about it, producing a paper. And we have that satisfaction that, oh no, we got a gene editing done, we have got this new technology used for the development of new products, but ultimately the country has to see the use of all the technologies and their benefits. They have to be delivered to the humanity, and that is where I feel that a new approach, a new vision, new dimension, new aggressiveness, new proactive approach, new strategy, new innovative style, that has to emerge now. We cannot afford to wait anymore. The Prime Minister wants to deliver a new India to all Indians by 2022. He wants smile on everybody's face. He wants every child to have adequate health and education and nutritional facilities. That is why there is a very robust national nutrition mission, Poshan Abhiyan. It is not only about giving routine, food or distributing through a direct bank transfer money, or providing wheat and rice to the people of India through a public distribution system. It is about handling everything. It is about getting rid of the deficiencies in the food, whether it is a zinc deficiency, or whether it is an iron deficiency, or whether it is any other deficiency. We have to, and I feel that your laboratory has a huge potential. So we have a lot of young people here. I would only appeal to you that this is we are all indeed very fortunate that there is a Prime Minister who has a lot of vision and focus for future. He has a lot of, commitment for strengthening and supporting new innovative ideas, for strengthening the development of a movement around health, for movement around science, movement around developing an innovation ecosystem in the country. He has developed a robust startup and stand-up movement in science and technology, biotechnology. You all know how much of effort is done, is put in to strengthen all these aspects. Thousands of young innovators have been supported. Even in COVID, I think in biotechnology itself, we must have supported a few hundred innovators convert their new ideas into programs which will help the society fight COVID better, and also they can move towards entrepreneurship. So I can assure you as young people that if you develop a dream, and in this era when innovation coefficient and the ideas economy become most important and most powerful, we need to develop new dreams and new visions. We need to have new brainstorming, and we should be thoroughly eager to actually deliver whatever we have been able to see under the microscope. We should be able to have a dream that we want to see all this happening in the society around us, in our homes, in our city, in our state, in our village, in our country, all over. And all this, you see, science, we have done so much. We are amongst the top few nations now on almost most of the parameters. I find science is either we are number 1, or we are number 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9. And this is what we have already achieved. So globally, India has earned a lot of respect because of your contribution. We have seen in biotechnology the amount of progress that we made in the last 1 year with the vaccines. And today we are a nation where we are helping 76 countries with our vaccines, and maybe as many may be desperately asking us for more vaccines. And this is all because of the support of the scientists, whether it is genome consortium or genome sequencing or isolation of virus or for development of the biorepositories, etc., etc. We have done so much, and there is so many other things happening in the biotechnology itself. There is a biopharma mission and other activities. So I would only want, because I see most of the people who are sitting in this auditorium are young people, and I would like all of them to develop their own dreams about accomplishing some specific tasks in their research and give very useful, very strong, powerful outcomes to the society, which can be delivered up to the level of the people of India. Our research and the impact of our research should not only be reflected in the academic or the theoretical impact factor in the journals, but it should be felt and perceived at the societal level by the people of India. This is what I think is the need of the hour. So I think today I may not, because I am looking at the watch also, I have to be in the flight after some time, but since I had planned my visit to Chandigarh, I made it a point that I'll visit all of you also and see for myself, and then I must congratulate you, because all our CSIR and biotechnology laboratories, apart from the health sector, where it was the duty of the health sector to help people with fighting COVID, but our scientists also rose to the occasion, and they also, whether it was their mandate or not, they ensured that they were contributing to testing, they were contributing to development of kits, and all these testing kits is a lot of work that has happened in the last 1 year. Through biotechnology also, we are producing 1 billion kits a day these days, and the scientific community has actually stood up, risen to the occasion and helped the cause of fight against COVID, and it is because of the contribution of the medical professionals and the health professionals in the hospital settings, and also the scientific community, that we have been able to perform far better than most of the developed countries of the whole world. And today, after analyzing, we can very easily see on record that we are better in all the parameters as compared to even US, UK or France or Germany, and we have the highest recovery rates, the lowest fatality rates, whether it is cases per million, whether it is tests per million, whether it is deaths per million, on all those accounts. When we vaccinated 30 million people 2-3 days back, then on that particular day we had vaccinated 36% of the whole world's people vaccinated on that day, although vaccination is happening in almost 80-90 countries of the whole world. So we have performed well, scientists have all contributed. Now is the time to devise a new dynamic approach, add another dimension to our whole working, and then you all have to sit together, including the younger people, brainstorm and see what we want to do right now to contribute to the development of a new India, of the dream of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which he wants to deliver in 2022. And I am sure that you all have should have the aptitude and the potential for doing all that. There is only a need to rework our strategy, our vision, and our approach towards handling what we are doing inside our laboratories and how to actually deliver all this to the people of India in the shortest possible time. So with these few words, I once again thank all of you. I know it is a Sunday, and but I could not help it. It has been my habit that I try to utilize each and every minute of my visit anywhere. So this is probably the fifth since yesterday afternoon when I came. So this is the fourth institution, and another one function I did in the morning. That was about meeting the people in the society about the vaccination. So we've tried to utilize every minute spent in Chandigarh, and it was a good experience. I am sure that you will excuse me for bothering you on a Sunday, but thank you so much for your commitment, and wish you all good health, and may God bless all of you. Thank you.